How's it going, guys? So in this video we are going to kind of design a sign-in page for an app, and the focus is on a mobile view, so like a smaller device view. So let's take a look at it. So we have the welcome back, there's a logo, and then there are two input fields. There's a button and then continue with, so the user can log in with their credentials using this custom form, or they can also choose to log in with social buttons. Okay, so I enter um so John at gmail.com, and then the password is a random password, and then I sign in. Right now there's nothing going to happen because we are not going to handle any backend part of it. And then you submit. So after submit, it has to clear, and we are going to control that with JavaScript if we are to go on with this tutorial. Okay, and with this out of the way, let's look at the code. The point here is this tutorial, we are going to look at how you can create stunning pages, which this one is a sign-in page, so specifically for sign-in page or sign-up pages. So this is a login page, and if you look at the design flow, kind of the design language, we are using a glassmorphism. So you can see all these filters, you can see all this frosty look, kind of glassy look, and all that's going on here. So yeah, let's take a look at the code. So I have two files here, and there there's a index.html, and then which has the structure for the HTML page, and then we have a style.css, which has been open on the far right. So I think I should minimize this, and let's look at it. Okay, I also have an asset folder. These assets have my background image, has my Google Google icon, sorry, and then the LinkedIn icon, which is this, and the logo. This is the logo that I designed just for this tutorial, and then I have the XPNG, which is Twitter. Okay, so let me close this, and then let's look at the HTML. So this is HTML5, obviously, and so we declared our doc type as HTML, and then we have the HTML. We have this dir, which is there. So we have other values, that is like RTL, which is right to left, but I'm using the left to right, which is, you can ignore this one when writing your HTML, but it's always good to incorporate like all the best practices when you're writing your code. And then the language has been set to English, which is EN, and we have our head tag here, and within the head we have set the meta. This is the char set, the character set to UTF-8, just telling the browser that we are using UTF-8 as our, yeah. So we also have another meta tag here, which is the name as viewport. So the viewport deals with the kind of the window that you have, like the app cat. So with a viewport, it handles it's kind of a responsiveness of the website or the web app. So let's just try and break this and see. So in this place, I remove this. Let's see what happens. Let's remove the tag altogether. So I cut. No, I have to delete it. Delete, sorry. Okay, it won't take effect, but let's just remove it. I just want to make the point, the reason for including this. So you have a look, you see everything is broken down, everything is looking messy. So this is what tells the browser to use the scaling of 1 to 1. Okay, so let's put it back and save it. Let's refresh, and this should bring it back up. Okay, so it's working now. So we set the viewport to we set this is the method for viewport, and this is the content, which is setting the width equals to device width. So whichever device that this application is running on currently, which this is like a mobile device right here. So I'm setting the width to device width. So whatever the device width is, this I think is 412 pixels. And so it's automatically detects the width of the device and assigns it to the page. And if we omit it, then we are going to have a very difficulty in displaying the content on the page. Okay, so initial scale of 1 equal 1. Let's shrink to fit. It's no. Okay, and then we have the title tag. We just included the registers, and then the page, which is the sign-in, and then we have the link tag here. We just referencing the style sheets. This is the style sheet, so in the same directory, and then it's called style.css. So have a look here, and so then the relationship as style sheets, and then the type as text.css. Sorry, text/css. And so that's the end of the head tag. Now let's take a look at the body. And so within the body tag, we have this parent div. You can name it main or something. I think main is like it's like semantically correct. Actually, let's just make it main. Just rename it as to main. Okay, so this is the main, and the class of the main container is page container. So we name it page container for our CSS to be able to select this element and then apply the styles accordingly. So on this line 15, we have login form. This is the form itself, and I have a comment here. This comment in HTML, and then I have the form. Well, you can include other attributes. There's method, action, and so on and so forth. Other methods, other attributes for form, this form tag, but we are not going to use them at the moment. As I said, the focus is going to be on the styling. So let's just move on. I have a header here. You can name it any element you want, but I just decided to put it as header. So within the header of the form, I have a paragraph, which could be a heading or anything, but I decided to go with the simple p tag, which is a paragraph. So I put a welcome back here as shown here, and the styling has been included somewhere here. So moving on, we also have an image, which is our logo. This is the logo, and we are setting the path to asset/logo.png, and then I apply the height of 42 pixels. So yeah, the width is in it's going to scale it according to the height, so I just ignored the width, but then you can also set it, and then you'll be able to modify it or manipulate it using the Objective-Fit in CSS. But it looks good as it is, so we just ignore. And then let's go to the form items. Here are the form elements. I have 2 inputs and a button. So the first input is the email. So we have an input of type email, and then we have a placeholder here. There are many other attributes that you could add, but I think we only need this 2 for now. And then the second one, there's a name and other attributes you can add also. And this second input tag as type password. You can also put it as text and then control it in JavaScript for whilst the user enter the details. Okay, there's a placeholder as enter your password. And then we have a button. This is the button. So it's a type of submit, and then the class as button submit. You know, if you notice, we have no class or ID here. We are just going to target or select them by the parent container or the parent element. So I think we are fine for now. We are not doing any huge page structure, so there are not going to be name clashes or any other things that will go bad. So let's take a look at the styles, I think, as we move on. So this is the page container, and here is our page container. There's the display of flex, then the direction, flex direction as column. So if you take a look, you see everything is in line, like in column form. And then there's align items as center. We want everything to be centered. And so we also have a justify content to center, and then minimum height to 100%, the 100% of the parent, which is the main tag or the main element here. This is the body. Okay, we set the body here already to 100, the height as 100 vertical height, like 100% of the height of the device. So it's going to trickle down to the page container. So the 100% means the 100 VH of the body or the parent element. And we also have the background color. So this color value is an RGBA. So whenever you want to provide like to add a transparency or to a color, you use the RGBA color properties to apply your style. So we also have the backdrop filter. Now this is what is controlling the glass like or the frost like effect here on the page. So can we just temper with it and take a look? Let's select the page container and turn off the backdrop filter, and you can see it's just now it just looks like a ordinary filter, but then if we turn it back on, it gets applied. So that's kind of what is responsible for this glass effect and frosty look. Okay, so there's a box shadow here with 4 values: 0, 4 ps, 8 ps, and 0, 0. And then we have the color of the box shadow. So there is also a border here, which is 1px solid, and then the color of the border. So as you can see, there's a border around this page container, but then it's hidden here. It looks, if you take a look at it, you can be able to see it, but then it's not really visible. But there's still the effect there. Okay. Now this is the header. This is the style. We are centering the text, and then the font size as 1.2 rem units, and then there's a margin bottom of 2 rem. So so you can see the margin there. You can see the margin if removed and if applied. Okay, so let's take a look at the styling for the inputs. Login form. Okay, so this is the login form. We have the display as flex, and then the flex direction as column, and then align items in center. So let's highlight the form. This kind of the login form. So the login form container wrapper has a display, and then a display of flex, and then has the direction as column. And so you see all the items being stacked up this way, and then they are all shifted to look centrally good, and everything is in order here, as you see. And so let's take a look at the form. It's the same thing we are doing with the form, the form children. All the elements in the form elements has to take this style, and then we have the font size as 1.5, so to make it visible. And then we have another form input. So we could have, instead of selecting form and then selecting input, we could have just included ID or class, but I think this one was shorter for me here, so I decided to just select it this way. We have the height of 3 rem units, and I have the width of 20 rem. The padding, I set the padding and 0.7 rem, and then I have a margin bottom of 1 rem unit. And so you see with the form, there's a margin at the bottom, and then the backdrop filter, sorry, there's a margin at the bottom of the input elements, each input element. And so yeah, it kind of gets applied. And so these are all the styles. So this also, we are also applying a backdrop filter, which makes this this distinction between the parent background filter and then this input elements background filter. So you kind of see this is a bit it's a bit saturated than the previous one, like the parent one. We have a border, and this is the border value, and also the font size, and then the border radius. It's just subtle one. I think it's in line with the design, the kind of design, the feel, the design I'm going for. So I keep it this way. I don't really include a massive border radius like 30 or massive curves. This looks perfect with the design, the kind of the design flow. So let's keep it this way, and let's take a look at the design, the design for the button submit. So this is the design for it. This is the button, and this is how it looks. And when you click on it, when you focus on it, it kind of looks more glassy than, it looks more transparent than when it is not focused. Okay, so let's select another item, and focus is gone, and we change the text as well. And so this is the primary design. This is the width of 21.5. We have the height of 4.2. We have the padding 0.7 rem, and then we have, I don't know, there shouldn't be padding here, because let's take a look. Yeah, the padding don't really work on this button, so let's take it off and go to font size as 1.2, and it shouldn't be bigger than the others. And then we have a backdrop as well. This is a subtle one, the blur as 1. And so also the backdrop filter, we have other properties that you can add, other attributes that you can add. There's a saturate, and then you set the value. There's a there are many values that you can add to achieve any design that you want. So yeah, and there's the background color. We are having a border of kind of black, a shade of black, not really dark. We have a color for the fonts, the text, which is white if not focused, and then there's a cursor of pointer. So if I turn off the mobile view and have this, you see the cursor has been changed to like a hand, a pointer. So yeah, that's kind of this. So let's make this to 100%. Okay, and so this is where I'm applying the pseudo class, which is the focus. So I select the button submit, and then colon focus. So I change the background to this blue. It's kind of a toned down, like a more transparent blue, and then there's a color for the text, which is the signing. So this is how we accomplish our focus. And then there is a social wrapper. I don't know if that's where we've gotten to here. This is where we are. The social buttons, you see them here. So that it has a section of class. It has a class of social wrapper, I beg your pardon. And we have an element here which is a simple p tag, a p element, which is a paragraph, and we have or continue with. So the user can decide to continue with the social login if they don't want to log in with this custom form. So in the social class of this div, we have a UL like a list element of type unadded list, and then the list items we have for each of them. We have a link here which is the a tag, and we are setting the href attributes to this hash. So we are not going to redirect at the moment, so we just set it to this hash symbol. And so inside the a tag we have an image, and for each of them we set the path. So you have to look for the path, and then you set it whatever folder that you keep your path, your icons or images in. You look for them and then set them. Ideally, this could also be an SVG and icons that you get off the internet or anything, but my own in this tutorial, these ones are just images that I apply styles to. So let's look at the styles. So I target the social images because I don't have any class on them, so I target them, and then I assign these styles, the height to 2rm units, and then the width, so it's kind of make like a square. It looks like a square, and then there's a margin of 0, a shorthand. The top should be 0, and then the right and left should be 4rm, and the bottom also takes the 0 value. Then I have an object fit of contain. There's a border radius of 100%. So this is a circular. This is kind of giving it a circular look. Let's take a look. These are raw images, and I apply the style, so I want to just remove it and give you the idea how they look. If I remove the border radius, you kind of see it as the box. It's like square. So, and then I remove the border itself. So these are the images. This one is circular. This is only the LinkedIn has a circular shape. So let's put them back again and have it. Yeah, there we go. We have a social wrapper, and we are targeting the p, this is it, this paragraph, and then we are setting the color to this kind of black. It's 333, and then I don't think I'm using this anymore. This pseudo class is not being used, so let me just comment it out. And yeah, I'll still drop the code in the description, so you take a look at it, and maybe you can download the code and apply all various modifications that suit you or your project. So yeah, and this is where I'm applying the style for the UL unadded list. I removed the margin which has been added by default, and I set just the margin top, and then I remove all the padding around it. This is the style, the list style. So you know when you are using the list tag and you don't target and style it, this is how it looks. Yeah, you are going to have all these dots here, and if you want to get rid of them, you use this attribute, this property, just the list style, to set it to none, and it's gone. So there's a display of flex and the flex direction of row. This one should have come higher, but I think the browser orders it anyway. And then there's the flex direction of row. This is how come we are having it in the row, and then we have the width of auto. So yeah, so that's kind of it, and it's not much, but I think the design looks really cool. Okay guys, so that's been all for today. For this video, that's been all. So see you in the next one.